Good evening. I hope you've had the chance to enjoy some of the fine weather we've had this weekend. Perhaps you can see from my colour I've had a chance. I spent part of the time walking up on the cliffs. So much fine coastal paths we have in these parts. And here I had some good walks. And today, well, the sun shining and the bit of breeze off the sea soon give it a colour. It's good to walk by the sea. It lay there, grey and shimmering, hardly any movement in it today, so still. Looking down at the sea, calm, peaceful, solid it looked almost, quite stable. Well, that suited my mood of today. I felt rather calm and peaceful, at ease today. Things seemed quite sort of solid and stable in my life. And that's met my mood, the sea lying in its mood today. But, of course, those of us in this part of the world know that's not always the way. Because it's nice to walk by the sea in the winter or in the stormy seasons, when it's lashing around, that power, that force, all our technology, all our understanding and knowledge. We can hardly predict a storm, let alone control it. When we see the sea in all its fury, all its force, quite takes our breath away. No wonder that so many ancient peoples and primitive peoples saw the sea as almost an animal, a great beast, lying calm at times, but at other times quite fierce, quite wild. And perhaps more than that, the language of chaos. Perhaps we still use it. We talk about the storms of life. We talked about being thrown around on the tide, dragged under sometimes. Chaos and crisis in our lives can seem a bit like the sea in its more violent moods. No wonder people needed to placate the sea gods. No wonder they were frightened of the sea as that source of chaos, as all of disorder, that which had tremendous power and force and couldn't be controlled by us. And perhaps in our lives too, at times it seems like that. Perhaps those of you watching, some feel very much in a state of chaos and crisis, being dragged under, being tossed around like a cork on the tide of life. When I think of that sea as that monster, that great beast of that great force, it brings back images not just of our language of today, but also images from the Bible. There the sea is often seen as a symbol, a sign of chaos and crisis, as the source of all disorder in the world. But there's a difference there, because there's the one who said to the sea, "Thus far and no further." There's the one who limited the power of the sea. There's one who controls it. And there was Jesus in the ship with his disciples, and the storm arose. And he said, "Be still." And the storm abated, and the sea went calm. And I don't think that was recorded simply because the apostles were interested in the sea or in meteorology, in the weather. It's because precisely we see the sea sometimes as that symbol of chaos. And they wanted to remind us of the one who has control over that chaos. And I know next time I walk by the sea it may not be calm and peaceful like it was today. It may be wild and stormy. And I know that perhaps my mood of peace and calm won't last, because like the weather, it changes also. But I have some comfort and consolation in the fact that the one who controls the sea and controls the chaos there also controls the chaos in my life. That's comfort. That's my consolation. Good night, and God bless.
Well, thanks there to Father Robert Draper for Postscript. Postscript tomorrow night is at 12:35. Well, let's take a look ahead to the weather and the shipping forecast. Firstly, starting with the weather. Dry overnight with some mist. Tomorrow the mist will clear in the morning to give a fine, warm, sunny day once again. Overnight temperatures 15 degrees Celsius, rising tomorrow to 22 degrees Celsius. That's 72 degrees Fahrenheit. Winds light northwest with onshore sea breezes. And speaking of the sea, let's look at the shipping forecast. Starting with Portland and Plymouth. Variable 3, mainly fair, moderate with fog patches. And Lundy, variable becoming northwesterly 3, rain later, moderate with fog patches. And a final look at the TSW clock. It's just coming up to 9 minutes to 1. If you'd like some company this evening, Plymouth Sound, Devonshire and Radio in Tavistock have their night programmes. And that's it for another night here on TSW. Hope you've enjoyed the programmes and you can join us once again tomorrow. From all of us to all of you, a very good night. Good night.